What's up, everyone? Welcome to the stream tonight. It's been a little while. Glad to be back. And I saw something that I've been posting about like a ton on my story, which is this San Francisco gay community men's choir thing. We're gonna watch the video here, and I'll give my thoughts. It's pretty bad. We're gonna watch the full video. I'm sure a lot of you guys have only seen highlights of it. I've only seen highlights of it. We're gonna watch the full thing and then go through some of the consequences of with the whole LGBT thing in recent history. So, without further ado, let's see the video.
As we celebrate Pride on the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you. You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't.
And who cares? What's the big deal with thinking something is sinful, right? Like, these people are so fragile. You can't even say, "Oh yeah, I don't agree with your guys' lifestyle." That is somehow now some evil thing to suggest, to be like, "Oh yeah, the consequences of what you're doing, of the sodomy, of the sexual promiscuity, sleeping around." Have you seen the STD rates in the gay community? It's through the roof. Have you looked at the stats regarding like childhood abuse in gay households? It's absurd. To have a problem with the gay lifestyle is not one strictly from a biblical perspective, but you can also have like a pretty rational basis for being anti-LGBT, but nevertheless.
Can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct.
Look at that face. Face is just the face of malice. This person hates you so much. They hate everything you stand for. They hate you because you're good. You want to raise your child with your own values? Oh, good luck, buddy. This is the face staring down at your child who's propagating their gay, degenerate lifestyle to your kid.
We'll convert your children.
And it's like, is he trying to act like super demonic? Like, look at the head tilt and the smile, the smugness. This is insane. Like, if a Christian wants to teach about Noah's Ark in school, they're like, "Oh, we just want to teach the kids about love," and it's all friendly. This is like, frankly, quite satanic.
Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep him from disco, warn about San Francisco, make him wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children, we'll make them tolerant and fair.
Yeah. Tolerant.
I didn't get why you'd be so scared of us turning your children into accepting, caring people, but...
See, and again, literally, 6 years ago, I say this all the time, 6 years ago, the fight was over gay marriage. It was, "Oh, it's just two people who love each other. We just want to live together. That's all we want. It's none of your business. Keep the government out of the bedroom." Now they're like, "We want to turn your kids gay. What's wrong with that? We just want to make them tolerant, cool, hip people. What's wrong with that, bro?"
I see now why you'd have a problem with that.
Just like you worried, they'll change their group of friends. You won't approve of where they go at night to protest.
Yeah, that's not what they mean by that. Whoa. Yeah, these two gay guys thinking about, where's your son gonna go at night? We're gonna turn your son gay. Where's he gonna go at night with us? Oh, to a protest, right? You know, when I think a gay man is taking my son out at night, gay people are targeting children in society, I think, oh, they're gonna take them to the nightly protests that happen in my neighborhood.
Oh, and you'll be disgusted when they start finding things online that you've kept far from their sight, like information.
And again, it's like, really, that's what parents are trying to keep from their children on the internet? Information? Hey, we're gays, we're trying to turn your kids gay. We know how to do this via internet by giving them information. What did you guys think? We're gonna turn your kids gay by hanging out with them at night. At a protest, what'd you guys think? Bigots?
Guess what? You'll still be alright.
No, I won't be alright. My bloodline will be ended. Do people not think about this? Your entire bloodline. Your ancestors fought saber-toothed tigers, and, they survived the Black Plague. They sail to America. They fight in wars and battles. it all comes down to you continuing on your bloodline. And you're like, nah, I just want to be gay. I just want to participate in degenerate sex with whoever I want. That's what I want for myself. It's the most selfish way you could edge your bloodline. Yeah, obviously that impacts your parents. Duh. It's about community. Not everything is about you. I've talked about this a lot, individualism versus collectivism. We are far too individualistic in the West. We have to keep in mind what's best for society and what's best for God, not just ourselves. And the whole LGBT community has totally embraced this individualistic mindset where they say, whatever's best for you, you can do it. It doesn't matter if your parents approve. It doesn't matter if society approves. It doesn't matter if God approves. It doesn't matter if history agrees with you. It's all about you. And if you want to do it, then you do it. And that's all you need to know.
We'll convert your children, yes we will. Reaching one and all, there's really no escaping it.
'Cause even grandma likes RuPaul.
And the world's getting
And it's like, okay, maybe this is a little an optical to say, but like these people are terrified of like Hitler, right? And then they do things like this, and it's like, well, you guys want to know how Hitler got to power? It's because there was people like you guys in Weimar Germany who were like, oh, we're gonna teach your kids how to be transgender. We're gonna introduce this stuff to the schools. We're gonna give your daughters abortions, and there's no way out of it. What did he say?
it will. Reaching one and all, there's really no escaping it.
Reaching one and all, and there's no escaping it. No way out. We're gonna paint you in a corner and turn your kids gay. And then they wonder. I mean, you know, we don't have to go as far as Hitler. Even Trump. These people hate Trump, and it's like, oh, you wonder why you got some far right reactionary politician to be president. Oh, I wonder why. I wonder why when you force people in a corner and say there's no escaping it, we're gonna target your kids online. We're gonna take them out at night and turn them gay, and there's no escaping it. Every single kid we're gonna get. Oh man, I wonder how the West would somehow rebound into a far right reaction to this.
'Cause even grandma likes RuPaul.
And the world's getting kinder. Gen Z's gayer than Grinder.
Learn to love, learn to vogue, face your fate.
We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate.
We're coming for them.
And what surprises me is that all of these people were on board with this, because this is the clip I always see with the little boxes of people singing. And I wondered, seeing this, how on earth did they convince all of these people that it was a good idea to participate in this song? You know what I mean? Like, they're all singing in unison, oh, we're gonna get your children, we're coming for your children. Did no one, like this old dude in the corner here, this Asian guy, no one objected to this? No one was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be taking it to that level. Maybe this comes across a little forceful. No, I guess not.
We're coming for your children.
Look at all the diversity, see? It's like, it doesn't matter if you're white, you're black, you're Mexican, you're old or you're young. It doesn't matter. They all want to come for your kids. They all want to convert your children. There's no saving these people. I had this like total... The first time I've ever had someone Fed post in my DMs was the other day. This right-wing girl with like these half-naked, like, or these like bikini pictures on her thing, and I was gonna block her just for that, but she starts messaging me. And it's like, oh, how can we deal with the gay issue? How can we treat these people? Is it even possible? What do we do with them in society? And I'm like, dude, I don't need to, like, I get what you're going for. We need to like kill them all because there's no way to treat them. But I don't even care about that. I just want them to stop being so degenerate. It's not that hard. There isn't a treatment that's necessary. They just need to stop acting so degenerate, okay? And they can't do it. Like, they physically cannot withhold their urges to propagate their lifestyle onto your kids and be so proud about it and gloat about it.
Your children will care about fairness and justice for others. Your children will work to convert all their sisters and brothers. Then soon we're almost certain your kids will start converting you. The gay agenda is coming home.
Really crappy song, too. Low production value. Not catchy at all.
The gay agenda is here.
The gay agenda's here. I mean, I don't get it. Are they trying to make fun of our sayings? Like, is this supposed to be like satire? Because they genuinely mean it, right? Like, they do mean that they want to teach your kids to be tolerant and go out to protests, and your kids will convert you to. But then they'll say these like right-wing talking points, like there's a gay agenda, and it's like, okay, aren't you just confirming what we believe?
But you don't have to worry, because there's nothing wrong with standing by our side. Get on board in a hurry, because the world always needs a bit more pride. No, you don't have to worry, because there's nothing wrong with standing by our side. Get on board in a hurry, because the world always needs a bit more.
To think that in 10 years it's probably going to be considered homophobic for half-naked drag kids to hang out with 50-year-old men. Considered homophobic for half-naked. I think you mean homophobic to object to that. And yeah, I know, like I posted on my TikTok account. Every time I post about degeneracy, I always think, okay, this time the gays crossed the line. There's no way the left can defend this. So my most recent post was about, actually, I think I have it on my Instagram story. We can look at that later. It was about this kid at Pride, and he's kissing his dad, supposedly, even though they're not the same race. And everyone's defending this on the left. This dude is wearing a shirt that said Pride for Kids. And then the kid is like kissing, like making out kissing with this grown man. And I'm like, there's no way the left will defend this. There's absolutely no way they can come out and say this is appropriate. And sure enough, they did. And it's like, okay. We're going to look through a lot of examples of this degeneracy, and they are totally supporting it today. We don't even need to look 50 years into the future. Today, they're being this open with what they support. What's up, Scrappy?
We'll convert your children, then we'll turn to you. Giving up the fear inside is freeing like you never knew.
Go and see San Francisco.
Go and turn up that disco.
You'll forget you were ever upset.
What do they think our problem is with gays? It's just like, oh, I'm going to listen to some disco music. Oh, these gays aren't so bad. Oh, oh my gosh.
We'll convert your children and make an ally of you yet. We'll make an ally of you yet.
You see, saying disgusting, disgraceful things, but in flowery language does not make it good. And that's what they don't understand. The left is really good at this. You know, like abortion. They say, oh, a medical procedure involving a woman or whatever. And it's like, oh, it's a little more complex than that. Or with gays, it's like, oh, you're just an ally of a tolerant individual. And it's like, oh, that's what I am. I'm an ally and I'm tolerant and I'm anti-bigoted. Oh, that makes total sense. No, actually, you're a disgusting degenerate who's participating in degenerate sex, like sodomy with over 1,000 partners. That is pretty nasty, as some of these people have done. You guys are literal child predators. I don't want to be allied with you.
We'll make an ally of you yet.
And look at the lack of testosterone in all these men. Every single one of them. Like this dude. Holy. Man, the other day, the last stream I did, I talked about testosterone and the decline of testosterone in men and the effects of it. Man, I'm seeing this on like, you know, tenfold right here. Jeez. Anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about these people. As you can see here, I had some some friends of mine on online dig up some info for me. These pictures have been floating around online too. I've seen them recently. A lot of them are sex offenders, child sex offenders. You can take this guy here, for example. Lewd acts with a child under the age of 14 years old. That's him right there, right? And then there's several others here. Sorry, the picture's kind of low res. You can do your own digging. But there are multiple people within these squares here that are child sex predators. And not just like charged with it, not just suspected of it, not just they did it and not get caught. I mean, they were, you know, the police were called, they were caught, they were arrested, put in jail, put in front of a court, found guilty, convicted. These are the people right here. Charged, convicted, sentenced, okay? Who knows how many of these individuals have spoken inappropriate to a minor? Who knows how many of these people have done anything inappropriate with minors? We don't know, because we only know the people who were formally charged and then convicted, okay? And a lot of the times you need to take into consideration that you can plea down a lot of these charges, okay? So for example, maybe one of these guys has a conviction for something like general sex offender and not against a child. That could have been pled down where he's like, oh, I'm going to fight it in court and maybe I'll get away with it. And then the prosecutor's like, okay, how about this? You won't go to jail for a child sex crime, but you will plead guilty to a normal sex crime kind of thing, right? All this is to say, we're only scratching the surface here, okay? That's the whole point. They're coming for your children. They've already came for quite a lot of children. 1-0 is going to be next. So with all that said, I wanted to also look at my Instagram story. Sorry for all the spam if you guys have been following it, but I wanted to go through a few of these examples. This is what I was referring to earlier. This small, like, Indian child kissing, like, tongue kissing this adult. They're wearing shirts that say Pride is for kids too. Oh, look, there's a little pedo bear in the back. This is disgusting. The left defends this. You can look at my TikTok account. I think this video has about 20-some thousand views, and there's like hundreds of comments of leftists defending this. And I was like, there's no way they'll do it. They do it. They're coming for your kids. That's what they're doing. Look here. Little child, these drag queens, they're coming for your kid. Future drag queen. This child was twerking, okay? This is like a toddler. This one is the most disgusting. And, you know, I didn't want to save these videos to my phone or anything, so I just took screenshots. But this is like a 2-minute long video that I saw online. And it was all these various young people, like this age, 4 or 5 years old, taking sex toys out of a box. And there's like all different kinds of sex toys. Absolutely disgusting. What are we doing? You know, I look at this picture and I'm actually like excited for the decline of the West. And I've never really felt that way, but I'm actually like, all right, okay. I'm not an accelerationist, but at this point I'm kind of thinking to myself, maybe the collapse of America won't be a bad thing. Maybe it won't be the end of the world when I see this. Anyways, this is a post where this burlesque dancer goes to like this kid's birthday party, and the kids are obviously putting money into her underwear, and she's like, oh, thank you for expressing, like showing this young child that it's okay to be a strong woman like me. Basically, thanks for encouraging your kid to be like me. These guys said, yeah, you should give your children to gay men. It's for the betterment of society. So I don't think they were being ironic. I think they legitimately mean, like, yes, give us your kids. Megan Fox puts her kid in a dress, 8 years old, and he's getting bullied for being online. She's upset by that. This one is the most disturbing to me. And I'll let this video play. This father is dressing his son up like a girl, and this is clearly a very, very young child. 4, 5, 6 years old. No idea what's going on. Just following the lead of their father. And I watch this and I'm completely disgusted. Again, it's like, okay, the downfall of the West. Maybe it's worth it, Because holy, what kind of a world do we live in where this is acceptable? And of course the left, oh, it's just a boy wearing a dress. That's not actually that big of a deal. Who cares? It's just clothing. It's like a piece of fabric. It's like, oh no, that's not what's happening. Do you guys think that the only thing that's happening here is a dad who was like, oh, I just want to dress my son in the way that he feels most comfortable. That's all I'm doing. Absolutely no other motives to this. No, none whatsoever. It's disgusting. And, again, you can see this. Fabulous kids, child drag queens. Been doing this since the age of 2 years old. 2 years old. And of course this guy, Desmond is amazing, handler. And you can see he's checking the kid out. Isn't that disgusting? I mean, sorry for being so repetitive here, but like, I really want to drive this point home that this is an issue. Coming for your children, like that's a serious threat. This is someone who will be watching your child. This is like your kid here, okay? This is his handler who turns him gay. This is when they say your kid will be out with us late at night. This is where? At a strip club. With this gay man. when they're in their schools, teaching your kids this is okay. And of course, the final one. How does my marriage affect you? 2021, they're coming for your kids. So, absolutely disgusting. And of course, these two examples too. And then I saw this one, and I'm like, you know what? I want to try track down this video. And I couldn't find this specific video. If I grow up to be gay, I want to get married someday. These two kids kissing. Interracial gay children kissing. Man, again, totally not going to be a major backlash to that, hey? Not going to be a far right-wing candidate in America who will take power, potentially. I wanted to find this video. I couldn't find the specific one. Oh, and then there's also this. However, I did find quite a few of these guys' videos. And I thought we could watch some of them.